Hi everyone, this is Beto and I'm here today to talk to you about houseplants. I will give you some tips and advices on houseplants, how to care for them, watering, light condition, substrates that you plant them in, and so on and so forward. So if you like this kind of advices, please like, subscribe and share these videos with friends that has the same kind of interest as yours. Okay, today I'm going to talk about this beautiful specimen over here. It's one of my beautiful orchids, and that will be our topic for today. So this is an orchid from Southeast Asia, mainly Singapore, Indonesia and Taiwan. And the name of this orchid is Dendrochilum Latifolium. Yes, it's a mouthful. It's popularly known as chain orchid as well. So, as you can see, it has long leaves and these chain flowers, where the popular name comes from. What can I tell you about this beautiful specimen? So this is an orchid from Southeast Asia, so likes a lot of humidity. It's from a humid environment. In terms of watering, I water mine 3 times a week, and to increase the humidity, I have this saucepan with a bit of gravel, as you can see, and I just use a bit of water, leave the water sitting there. The orchid pot will sit on the gravel and that water will evaporate and create a humid environment around your orchid. Be aware, depending on your environment, if you live in a dry environment, you may need to water your orchid more times a week, and if you live in a very wet and humid environment, perhaps you would reduce that watering. So it depends on your environment, where you are in the world. So it likes, in terms of lighting, it likes a shade spot, no direct sunlight, but a bright spot. So if you have this orchid placed in a bright spot close to a window that does not get direct sunlight, it's great. Glass doors, places with bright natural light will be great for this orchid. Flowering. It flowers in spring and summer, and in some places it flowers as well in winter. The flower becomes this pendulum chain of little orchids, little flowers, and with the time they start dropping. It lasts for about 2.5 to 3 months, giving the right watering and environment. Yeah, that's is the flowering. The flowers start to drop and then start to dry off. You come to the base of the cane and just cut it off, and that will be enough for your flowering. Substrate. I have mine right now inside of a terracotta pot, but I have the original pot over there, and the reason why I have it there for now is I am waiting for the flowers to die down, and then I will cut the flowers and I will repot, put it in a bigger pot, giving it a new fresh substrate. And that is the moment that I will fertilize as well. I like the granular fertilizer for orchids. I put all-purpose fertilizer specifically for orchids, and that's enough. In terms of the medium, because this orchid likes high humidity, I mix orchid potting mix, and I prefer the smaller one when the orchid requires a bit more humidity because it retains better the water and create a bit less air pocket between the barks. And I mix with a little bit of sphagnum moss. Again, in regards to the meeting, be aware of your environment. So if you are in a very humid environment, I would prefer not to mix with the sphagnum moss. If you are in a very dry environment, I would mix with the sphagnum moss because the sphagnum moss keeps the water for longer. And then you reduce the necessity of being watering it all the time. As well, in terms of watering, be aware, depending where you live, tap water will be good enough. I have tap water inside of my water bottle here, but in some places the tap water comes with harsh chemicals, so it's better for you to buy distilled water to water your orchids. In some places the government put fluoride or chlorine in water, so be aware of that. So sometimes people start watering their orchid and they're doing a beautiful regimen of water, giving it enough, but the orchid start to yellow and brown of the leaves, and then it start dying down and they don't know why. It's probably your water as well. So I would try to buy water because it doesn't come with those harsh chemicals. What else? Repotting. I repot as it finishes flowering, cut it down, repot, fresh new pot, and slightly bigger. Don't go too big, and the orchid roots, they like to be nice and tight, so don't go too big on the pots. But yeah, or the other thing that we can talk about, you can see that it has little bulbs over here that you can separate and create 2 or 3 specimens of each of your orchid. So if you plan to propagate it by dividing your orchid, be aware that you need to have a minimum of 3 of these pseudobulbs. I would even prefer to do 5 to ensure that the orchid would have enough energy. This is the energy storage for the orchids. Even when the leaves die down, you can see here I have this one, for example, that the leaf died down and I cut it short, but I didn't cut the pseudobulb. This is very important for the orchid because there is plenty of water and nutrients over there that helps the new leaves to be pushed out and new pseudobulbs to be formed. So yeah, if you propagate, leave at least 5. You can go minimum of 3. The less number of pseudobulbs that you leave in your orchid when you are propagating, the more the longer it will take for the orchid to take off, and as well the longer it will take for the orchid to flower. I prefer not to propagate my orchids on this way. I let them grow bigger and bigger and bigger. When they get to a pot that is relatively big, I think twice, because you know, the more you have the pseudobulbs, the more you have new leaves, the more flowering you have. You can see here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I just got off 2 others that were dead. So I had 10 chain of flowers, beautiful golden flowers, because I have many pseudobulbs over here. I would say at least 25 pseudobulbs over there. So to keep flowering in good number, the more pseudobulbs you have, the better it will be for your orchids. I think that's enough for this orchid for today. If you want, leave any questions down below and I will try to answer them in a timely manner. Other than that, don't forget to like it, press the bell there so you get notifications as well, subscribe, and share with your friends. Okay, thank you very much. This was me, Beto, and soon enough I will come back with a new video talking about some different house planting to make your life greener and happier. Thank you very much, and see you next time.